And come onto tabletop to begin, and then sending your hip towards your heels. And you can extend your arms nice and long in front of you, resting your forehead. And you can play with the distance of your knees, so it could be as wide as your mat, or it could be same distance as your pelvis, and you can rest your torso either between your thighs, or rest your torso on top of your thighs, and you can play what feels best for you in this moment. And your elbows could be rested on the floor, or it could be lifted away from the mat. And you can sort of push that palms away. You can get creative here, what feels good for you, what you're unwilling to feel in this moment, or what you're willing to feel. And bringing your attention more inwardly, and more attention to your breath. Let's take the breath in through your nose. Stay the child pose. And open your mouth wide and empty all air out. Let's do this again. Inhale through your nose. And exhale, empty out all air out and let it go. And eventually you're going to seal your lips and start making that same ha sound in your back of your throat. Constricting that back of your throat, so you're activating your ujjayi breathing. So the sound resembles almost like that ocean wave, ocean breathing sound. Feel the coolness of the air as you inhale, and warmness of the air as you exhale. And whenever thoughts and emotions, feelings come back to your mind, just go back to your breath. No judgment. So the meditation practice is really an effortless effort, and just becoming more aware of what's happening within you. And it's really more about being curious about your inward journey, your inner world, with no right or wrong. So simply come back to your breath whenever you get lost with some thoughts. Your thoughts will always come and go, and that's okay. And as soon as you're aware that you're thinking of something else, you know that you're not present, and therefore you can actually be present. Let's take 2 more breath cycles here. So deep inhales through your nose. Exhales throughout your nose. And inhale through your nose, big one slowly. And super slow, breathing out. And with your next inhalation, as if you're pulling your palms towards you, lift your belly first, coming to tabletop. And if your knees are not hip distance apart, adjust your knees right now so they're directly under your pelvis and your hands directly under your shoulders. Keep your spine nice and neutral to begin, coming to tabletop. And as you inhale, lift your chest, lift your tail, lift your chin, drop your belly down to cow spine. And exhale, round your back, pressing into your palms, separating your shoulder blades, cat spine. And inhale, lift your tail, drop your belly, cow spine, chest forward. Exhale, round your back to cat spine. Do this couple more times on your own rhythm. You can follow my movement. But essentially this is your practice. So if you can follow your breath throughout the practice, that's fantastic. And let's do this one more time. Inhale. And exhale, empty air out. And let's begin to make a circular motion with your pelvis, so your knees, shifting your weight between your two knees and two hands. And drop your head. And you may even close your eyes if that feels nice. And follow your intuition here rather than what you think should look like in this movement. Really, it's about massaging through your spine and your wrists and just waking up your body. There's no right or wrong. Get creative and move as slow, as fast as you like. And also switch direction if you haven't. It's 2 more breath cycles, taking your time. Coming back to neutral, we're going to switch direction of your fingertips so they're facing towards your knees. Do this slow. If this is intense, you can place your fingers facing outward rather than towards your knees. Just do this one hand at a time. Eventually you can tuck your toes under and shifting your weight forward and back. Breathing through. Always coming back to your breath. That's your home base. And switch the direction of your hands to regular tabletop. And coming on top of your hands, again, super slow, mindfully. And if this allows you to do both hands at the same time, go ahead and do so. Otherwise, one hand at a time is fine. So, again, make fists and open your palms. Make fists and open. A couple times like that. Such a nice counter pose for, computer hands. Now that we're in this self-isolation period, that we might be on computer even more, and the little movements like this is really nice, kind to your wrists. And coming back to tabletop. And tuck your toes under if it's not already. We're going to lift your knees off the mat, rounding back just 1 inch off the mat. Belly button to your thighs, drop your head. Just a little nice core engagement, pressing into the floor as much as you can. Separate your shoulder blades. And then eventually sending that belly button to your thighs and sending that hip up and back to your first downward dog. And your feet should be hip distance apart. So are your hands are shoulder distance apart. And pedal your knees a couple times, right and left, right and left. It's your first downward dog of the day, I guess, for most of you. So take your time to just play with it, what's your body saying, listen to your body, be compassionate. And inhale to lift your heels and bend your knees a lot. And see if you can send that tailbone even higher. And this way you'll straighten your spine even more straight. Dropping your head completely, looking between your thighs. And slowly, super slowly, lower your heels, activate your thigh muscles. Maybe you're into this a little refined downward facing dog. And with your next inhale, we'll drop your knees and sending that hips back towards your heels, arriving child's pose. Just one breath cycle to pass here. And as you inhale, roll yourself forward, belly to your spine, shoulders over your wrist. Maybe lift your thighs and arrive in upward facing dog. And you can loop your shoulders and feel that hip flexors getting stretched. Heart forward. Exhale, lower your knees, send your hip back. Child's pose. Again, inhale, roll yourself forward. Arrive in upward facing dog. Chest forward, loop your shoulders. And exhale back to child's pose. We'll do this 2 more times. Inhale to upward facing dog. You can gaze to your nose, tip of your nose. Or close if you like. Exhale back to child's pose. Last one, inhale, linking your breath with the movement. Exhale, child's pose. Now while you're in the child's pose, I'll invite you to flip your palms so they're facing to the sky. And this way you encourage your upper arm to rotate outwardly. And see if you can keep your upper arms rotating externally. And then from your elbow you just flip that palms down. So you're sort of twisting through your elbows. And this is the downward dog arms. And this way we keep our arms nice and engaged at all times. And your shoulders will remain nice and relaxed. And keeping that in mind, tucking your toes under and sending your hip up and back to downward facing dog. And move your hands towards your feet. Grab opposite elbows and sway side to side. You may shake your head, nod yes and no if that feels nice. And slowly release your hand and we'll walk your hands just halfway. Keeping your feet hip distance apart, start lighting on your right hand. Grab your left ankle. You can look under your left arm. So this is a nice balancing pose as well as a deep twist. Keep breathing. A nice cleansing deep breath. And let's switch side. Lifting your right hand and grabbing opposite ankle. Slowly release your hand and keep walking forward so you're arriving in plank. Shoulders over your wrists and wiggle your toes further back so your heels are directly above the ball of your feet. Dropping that tailbone down so they're facing towards your heels. And you can lower your knees as you breathe out. Coming all the way down on your belly, all at the same speed. Hands are wider than your mat and tent your fingers. Gecko pose. Inhale, lift your chest. Head is the last one to lift. Exhale, lower your chest down. And inhale, lift your chest. Point your toes if they're not already. And exhale, lower down. Let's do this one more time. Inhale, lift your chest. That is the last one to lift. And exhale, lower your torso down. Plant your hands by your lower rib cage. Really hug your elbows so they're facing towards the back and loop your shoulders so it's away from your ears. And inhale to cobra. Squeeze your shoulder blades and lift your chest. And exhale, lower down. This time, lift your belly first and come into cobra and maybe straighten your elbows and lift your thighs. So arrive in upward facing dog. I love this pose, it's so great for your frontal thighs because we sit so much in our chairs throughout the day now that we're stuck in our home. This is a really great pose to stretch this area, your psoas muscles and all that. So really breathing into that area. When you're ready, scoop your belly as you roll into your toes and exhale, downward facing dog. Just one more full breath cycle here, breathing in through your nose. And exhale, stick your tongue out, empty all air out, lying breath. And tippy toes, walk yourself forward to the front of the mat. And you can place your 3 fingers grabbing your big toes, bend your knees as much as you need to. And inhale, lengthen spine, look up. Exhale, fold, Padangusthasana, sending your elbows to the side. You can keep your knees bent. As you feel the opening in the back of your legs, you can start straightening your legs. And you're sitting more higher and higher. So that push and pull with your toes and with your fingers. And you're uniting that opposing energies. That's the practice of yoga. Yoga means union, so you unite those colliding opposite energies. I love that philosophy. One more breath cycle here. Inhale. And exhale, hands on your waist. And really pressing into your feet and slowly come back to standing through each vertebrae. Head is the last one to lift. Now you're in standing pose.